What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Gloss Garage, where we make detailing simple. My name is Sock, and today I have something special for you guys. So this video will be a great insight on, is a brand new vehicle really new? And the owner did order this vehicle from the factory. It got delivered from the factory, and he just picked it up. And you will see the immense of water spotting that it had during transportation. And this is a 2024 BMW 330i, and it is black, and you will see it. But initially, the owner just came for a light enhancement to gloss up the paint, and we apply a 5-year ceramic coating, which is the Armour Detail Supply Pro Quartz Coating. It's a fantastic coating. I had half left when I applied it on my vehicle, and the way it left the vehicle glossy was just insane. But all in all, that's what we did. And we just had to compound just the top areas, just the hood, the trunk, and the roof. Nothing else. And then we finished it off with the gold standard polish. As for the compound, we used Oberk Supreme Cut. And it wasn't really to remove defects. It was really just to remove the actual water spots, because the gold standard and even the Oberk sole wasn't enough to remove it. So, but all in all, this is all the products that was used. We just washed, prepped everything off screen. I just really wanted to focus on the premise. Is a brand new vehicle really new, and does it come with defects? And yes, it does. But this is why us detailers come to bring it to that extra next level for the customer. This is everything that we use. We use a gold standard polish. As for Pelias panel prep, one of my favorite panel preps at the moment, and it works very well with this Armour Detail Supply Pro Quartz Coating. And then we use the glass cleaner to clean the glass. But that's it. There's nothing much to it. I'll talk about more of the stuff in the video. All the products will be down below in the description for you to order. And let's go ahead and get started. So here's a quick walk around of the entire vehicle after we wash, clay, decon, water spot remover, the whole 9 yards. But as you can see here, hopefully you can notice it on the hood, but there are some heavy water spotting on the hood, not so much on the sides. But we ended up using the DIY Detail water spot remover and also a Energo diluted 3-to-1 on the paint, just to remove all those water spot minerals, not necessarily the water spot themselves, because they were pretty much etched in there. And you'll see it here on the trunk, as you see all these drips and drops and all these other stuff. It was just etched in there pretty bad, but at least we removed the minerals first, so that way when we polish it, we're not polishing those minerals deeper into the paint, and they will resurface in the future. So we made sure to ensure all those water spot minerals were destroyed. All right, so you saw the walk around, and what is the course of action? Well, what we're gonna do is use the gold standard polish with the waffle pad from DIY Detail, see if that removes those defects. We're only gonna do 2 to 3 passes. That's it, nothing more. It's just really just cleaning up the paint. And we're gonna use the DA just to bring out more gloss. And also, we're gonna be using the Armour Detail Pro. I have about half left, and I applied this on my vehicle 2 weeks ago. The coating bottle is, of course, still good. Is this 5-year ceramic coating fantastic from DIY Detail? Yes, it is. I have over probably like 6, 7, 8, probably 9 videos on the DIY coatings alone. But if you haven't seen the video where I applied the Armour Detail Supply on my own vehicle, check that out. The water beading is insane on that. And also it is high solids. And I want to see how it looks on a black vehicle. I know it's going to be super glossy for sure, because it made the white pop. So I can't wait to see it on this black vehicle. So that's about it, really. We're going to use this. And if I need to step up the aggression, like I said, we'll use Oberk sole. But I think we'll be great with that. And let's get started. So here I am polishing the glass with DIY Detail waffle pad and also their gold standard polish, just to clean up the glass. And yes, I did use the Nasiol glass shield, but no lie, I did butcher the entire application, especially because of the simple fact that they gave me a 2" by 2", or they give a 2" by 2" cloth towel, and I just butchered the entire application. So I will not be releasing that video anytime soon. I'm just gonna buy another bottle and actually do it the correct way. But that's just me being transparent with you guys. So how do I know if a vehicle has been sitting out for a while? Even from the factory, this is how. Look at the light right there. That is a bird etching. So this is what we polished, because you had a bunch of water spots and it was just hard on the top areas. Nothing really much on the side. There were some on the sides, but they came out fairly easy. But these are the areas, the top areas is where I had to compound and polish, meaning just the hood, the roof, and the trunk lid. But that's just something to keep in mind. That's how you know a vehicle has been sitting outside in the factory before it was being delivered. So, yep, that's just to keep you posted. So I did pass Supreme Cut from Oberk on this. So I'm gonna pass Supreme Cut over there with the wool pad from DIY Detail, and then I'm gonna finish it off with the Gold Standard to give it gloss. But it was just on the top areas that I had to do this. So some of you are probably wondering, why am I doing a partial two-step when the owner just paid for a light enhancement / one-step? But all in all, I did reiterate this to the customer after the detail, and he did take care of us. But the reason for this, it only took an extra 25 minutes to do everything else, because we weren't going for defect removal. We were just removing those hard water spots that was just on the flat areas, nothing else. We only did 3 quick section passes, and that was it. We got the results that was needed. And yeah, that's something that you as a business owner or detailer must keep in mind, is that sometimes it isn't everything to upcharge or do all of that stuff. It's the customer satisfaction. And there are customers out there that are truly grateful and will repay it back just because you did a good deed. Was I expecting that? I wasn't, but you know, it's still something that I just felt good about doing in general, not in terms of to make the car look good for YouTube, but it was more of like, hey, I'm not going, it only took an extra 30 minutes and that was it. I'm not gonna make a big deal of it because it's not the entire car. Once the entire polishing process is done, we want to ensure that the ceramic coating bonds properly into the paint. So I am using Phoenix EOD's Peleus panel prep. If you guys don't know, it's probably my top 3 favorite panel preps at the moment. It is super slick, lubricious, and then once everything's gone and evaporates from the paint, all those polishing oils, whatever, it turns instantly grabby and you're ready to put whatever last step protection you want. I've used this with ADS regular quartz coating, ADS Pro, as you're watching here, and I've even used it on my vehicle, ADS Pro, and also the DIY Detail 5-year coating and their 8-year coating, and no hinder in performance with any of those coatings that I've actually installed. So it is a fantastic panel prep. And one thing to know is, once you panel prep any vehicle, I like to wait 15 minutes just because the panel prep and their surfactants are still in the pores of the paint, and I really want that to evaporate. So that's something very important to know, but that's just what I like to do. And yeah, that's just my tip. Just wait an extra 15 minutes so that way those extra surfactants can actually evaporate from the paint and you get a better bond with any coating that you apply. Alright, so once the entire panel prep process is done, this vehicle is getting a super strong stout coating, probably one of the strongest that I've used to date, and it is the Armour Detail Supply ADS Pro. Their highest coating that they offer. It's high in solids, and there's 2 things you guys must know. First thing is, follow the directions, time yourself, because if you don't, the wipe off is not going to be fun. So here I found out a 1 minute and 50 seconds was the sweet spot. It wasn't too grabby. It was initially starting to get grabby, but not to the point where it's hard to wipe off. And then the second wipe off was super easy and slick. Second thing to note is, you will go through a bunch of microfiber applicators. So if you're by yourself, you may use 2 to 3, maybe 4 applicators. But if you're working with a partner, you're not going to run through a lot of applicators, because now you're coating double the panels and wiping off easy. So yeah, so like myself, I was working with my wife, so we just used 2 microfiber pads and applicators, and that was it really. We coated, 3 panels each, so pretty much 6, and then the other 6, and we're done with the entire vehicle. Very easy and simple. If you don't switch out the microfiber pads, what's going to happen is it starts crystallizing on the pad and you have a potential to scratch as you're applying the ceramic coating. Now the other thing is, if you guys haven't watched how stout this coating is, watch my bead battle where this is going up against another brand that's going up against Labocosmetica. They're certified, and you'll see on the water beading and sheeting, it's just insane with this stuff, and it's a 1-layer 5-year coating, which is fantastic. So go check that video out. So here are the final results. Let me know what you guys think. All the products will be down below in the description for you guys to order. But man, this ADS Pro, this was my first time applying ADS Pro on a dark vehicle, and just looks super glossy. Of course, we did use Oberk Supreme Cut compound only on the top areas for those water spots, and just to remove that only. But the coating is fantastic. Look how glossy the paint is, and also the camera doesn't do it justice whatsoever. And yes, there are still some scratches and some swirls, especially on the trunk and a little bit on the hood, but we weren't going for paint perfection. We were just really mainly to remove those water spot minerals, not really the defects. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Enjoy the rest of the walk around, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.